YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back on Total War Rome 2. We're going to jump into another online battle sent to us by Blademaster. And it's 2 in one night, I know, but I didn't get a chance to get as many battles up as I wanted this week, so I'm kind of making up for it a little bit and taking a break from some of the longer videos like the Deserts of Karak, and I do need to get more Knights of the Old Republic up, and I plan to. And also we need to get ready for a new campaign, so I better get a vote up or something. I'll try and get something up soon so y'all can take a vote at it. Anyway, this one's going to be in Egypt versus Cimmeria. Now, Cimmeria also has a new general ability. I don't know what it is, though, so let me go look at it. Not Carthage. Cimmeria? Looks like it is... Yeah, I can't pronounce it. Damas or something. Yeah, whatever. I can't pronounce that. He's got ammo refill and break shields. Now, that is interesting. Ammo refill and break shields. Precision shot. It doesn't show up down here until you get into the battle. Let's take a look at the effects of it real quick. Let's go into a land battle. Reset that. I just want to do this real quick so we know what it is before we... Why is it stuck on Carthage? Get over here. There we go. Cimmeria, please. Alright. Let's get General. We're on that one, and then doesn't matter, just bring a Roman Legatus. Let's start this battle. We'll take a look at what the general abilities do. I think it should be listed when we mouse over it in the tooltips. If not, I'll have to let Blademaster fill you in the comments, but this will at least give us a chance to see what those abilities do, and then we'll go watch the battle so that whenever they're used, you'll understand whether or not he's using them well, using them at the right time, so on and so forth. So, ammo resupply. It gives extra 5 ammo. That's pretty cool. I don't know... Pick up stones and arrows on the battlefield to rain death on your foes. I like that. Break shields. Cause the enemy's shield to break, leaving them open to deadly fire for 60 seconds. So it sounds like this is a strategic use ability. It looks like it's a one-time ability. This one has a cooldown. Ooh, that could be dangerous. That could make Cimmeria really dangerous in the end because it actually has a cooldown. Now, break shields look like it's a one-time use, so if you use it at the right moment or on the right units, you know, it would give you the ability to potentially cause a lot of damage to certain units on the battlefield. Now, that is interesting. So let's go see how these play out. Whoops, replays. I'm curious to see this play out now. Now, remember, Camel Archers have Parthian Shot now, I think, in this. And he made a few other changes to Egypt. So Egypt has... Yeah, and I think the Egyptian have camelry now too, like a decent camel unit. I'm not sure if this player brought any. We'll see. Camel archers, yeah, they do have Parthian shot. And then, yeah, Egyptian camelry. So this has replaced Egyptian cavalry. So you get a medium camel unit, which I'm assuming is heavier than a medium horse unit. Scares horses and has decent stats. I'm not sure on the price on it, we'd have to look, but we'll take a look. So he's got an Egyptian camelry and a camel archer on each side. I see some Nubian bows that have 175 range, so that's an interesting change. It's still very weak, not a lot of armor, but very nice range. Levithurio spears are always going to be a good pick, and then Egyptian pikes obviously are going to be a decent pick in the blade balance mod. Very cheap, lots of men. Thorax swords, so it looks like, and a Galatian Royal Guard. One Sobek cultist, so maybe a potential scare army in place here because you have the camels, camel archers, which I think can fire whistling and flaming. Nubian archers do not have either of those. Let's see. Young axes up front for meat shield. I'm seeing 4 Cimmerian nobles, which are very nice infantry, very powerful infantry. In terms of hoplites, I see... Let's see... 2 step archers, 3 heavies, and there's going to be a citizen cav on each flank. Here's a noble horse archer. Out here we've got a step horse archer, same thing over here, and another noble horse archer. So 2 noble horse archers, and then a couple of step spearmen. So Cimmeria has the ability to basically reload ammo on their guys, so they would want to be careful with their archers and not lose them too early. And they're not going to have to worry. The Nubian bowmen have range, at least... No, these guys have 175 range too, so it must be a composite bow thing or something Blademaster has set up. So the Cimmerians are going to absolutely shred Egypt from a skirmishing standpoint here. There is no doubt about that. Let's see, young axes getting hit by an Egyptian camelry. the cavalry killing them. But when they pulled back, they took a ton of losses there. There must have been incoming archer fire, so the cavalry getting absolutely pasted. See the steppe horse archers come in here. They're going to pitch a volley in there too. Got 5 kills real quick. The camel archers, though, are returning some fire out here. Killed a couple of steppe horse archers. But yeah, the skirmish is going to go very poorly for Egypt. I would think that maybe the best choice for Egypt here, those are noble infantry, but to maybe try and push them with your sword line to pin them down, use the pikes to support, and then you need to try and get an opening somehow through the lines. I'm wondering if Blademaster is fighting in formation attack, and the reason I say that is because sometimes if you're running a thin line like this, formation attack can actually, it won't help you win the fight, but it can be good because I've gone into a fight a lot of times where my unit starts to shape into a U and contract around the edges of a unit, and it leaves a gap that the enemy cavalry will exploit to get to my archers. So every now and then I have left my units in formation attack just to keep that gap from being exposed. Though, to be honest, if someone has a heavy cavalry, they can still knock your guys down and get through. Levithurio Spear is going to get up here and toss a few javelins. Won't do anything to the Cimmerian nobles. Egypt is in rough shape here. They're getting hit here. Their cavalry's getting hit. This is just going to be a very rough position for them. Egyptian pikemen here, though, already getting 17, 18 kills. Not bad at all, but they are taking a lot of skirmish fire. And with the Cimmerian skirmishers are going to basically be almost unchallenged at this point. They are taking a few losses to these Nubian bows, though. So the Egyptian definitely putting out an effort. Galatian Royal Guard will crush the Cimmerian noble infantry, but they're under heavy fire from the Cimmerian skirmishers, or I think they will be. I may be wrong. Another noble infantry moving that way, though, and they may wear down the the Galatian Royal Guard is taking a lot of skirmish fire, and it's evening out the fight in what would otherwise be a very lopsided fight. Pikemen here gonna get some kills, fighting off this Cimmerian noble. This is a very good exchange for Egypt. Any kills they get on that noble will be well worth it, and they're getting some, so that unit will pay for itself relatively quick. Blademaster's going to pull away from the noble, or the Galatian Royal Guard, and just shoot it. And that's not a bad plan. This Galatian Royal Guard needs to die for Blademaster, because it's really the most significant threat to his infantry. And it is dying, and losing that unit early will be rough on Egypt. Look at this interesting formation here, this charge from Blademaster. Well, I was saying it wasn't going to be very effective, but they ended up bowling down the whole line. I didn't expect that. Actually probably turned out pretty good, actually. Just by random chance. That was pretty funny. It was like Thurio Spear bowling right there. Got a kick out of that one. These pikemen are just getting withered down by numbers, but they've picked up 35 kills on Cimmerian noble infantry. There is nothing wrong with that. 42 now. So that's actually a pretty respectable performance. The pikes are a great deal better in the blade balance mod, especially the cheap ones. These cavalry are going to eat javelins from back here. What are these units? Picked Peltist. Okay, I didn't see those earlier. Yeah, the Picked Peltist hopefully holding their fire. That may not be the best use of ammo here on this. Well, I don't know. The cavalry's still pretty much alive, so maybe it is a good use of ammo. Let's see what's left. So basically Egypt is going to be facing a missile storm, and these guys are under the effects of the ammo resupply at this point. It only gives them 5 ammo at a time, though, it looks like. And I think it had a recharge of 360 seconds, which is, what, 6 minutes? So that's a pretty long recharge rate, if I saw it right. Blademaster can correct me if it's wrong. Let's see, Steppe Spearmen, and that's fair that it's long. That way it's not something that get used over and over again to an annoying effect. It could potentially play a big role, but or maybe the 360 was how long it takes for it to cool down at the initial onset of the battle. That could be as well. Again, I'll let him clarify that in the comments, but it's probably it takes 360 seconds for it to become available. That might be the case. And that would make sense, because it means you can't use it right off the bat. You have to wait, which means that your skirmishers actually have to be used effectively for 6 minutes. That would make sense. Ptolemaic Cav here. It's pulling away, got 24 kills on the charge, but has taken quite a few losses. Did not do so well against the Steppe Spearmen. Not a lot of units left for Cimmeria, but the ones that are left are dangerous. It's cavalry, horse archers, and There's some heavy archers and pick peltists and other units that are going to be a big pain in the butt. However, you do still have some Nubian bows alive. And they have ammo. Those are cool looking units. So let's see what happens. I mean, so there's still a skirmishing element around for Egypt, but it's very weakened. The Galatian Royal Guard still managed to get 200 kills. Questionable as to whether it's worth it, especially when some of those kills are coming off steppe spearmen. And this is on a large unit setting, so a little bit inflated if you were just on normal fun sizes. Camel archers are going to be crucial here. Egypt's going to need all the skirmishing they can get. They still have a few mercenary Cretans around as well. And these steppe archers are mostly dead. 43 kills, though. Steppe horse archers, I should say. Oof. Not going to want to let the Ptolemaic cav get shot by these guys, and that's exactly what Blade Master's targeting. Wow, he's just going to get free kills there. So yeah, the camel archers, let's see if they return fire. They need to. We'll just kind of see what happens here. Blade Master may get cheeky and actually get some... Yeah, the camel archers are returning fire now, and it's going to rout them. So nice play by Egypt, but well worth getting a couple of kills for Blade Master. These guys are going to be very dangerous. The ammo resupply... I don't know... I need him to explain that to me. It looks like it's hanging around on all these guys. Blade Master hopefully can explain that a little more in depth. Is it a one-time use after a cooldown? Is it as many uses as you can after cooldowns? Like, I'm just kind of curious. But I mean, you can definitely see the Cimmerian is running out of troops, but the ammo resupply might give Blade Master a chance to come back. But I mean, the army balance of power is tilting against him, so he's gonna have to be careful that all of his guys don't rout. Egypt, just by numbers here, is gonna create some pretty big problems, I think, for Cimmeria. These heavy archers have been caught by camel archers, but remember, heavy archers fight with a two-handed spear, and they have a little bit of armor. They can get hit pretty hard on the charge, but they fight pretty ferociously with the spears if they get a chance to. But it looks like they're going to be routed here, but at pretty decent cost to the camel archers too, and those camel archers are important units. Thorax swords going against Cimmerian noble infantry, they ought to get crapped on pretty properly here. We'll see, but I don't see Thorax Swords probably doing great in this engagement. It's a relatively thin line for both units, so I would think the Cimmerian Noble Infantry wins that charge and then does more damage over time. But right now, the Thorax Sword is winning. Maybe these guys took a little damage before the engagement, but you know, it's evening out rather quickly, actually. But look at this nice rear charge here from the other Thorax Sword unit. This is going to actually crush the Cimmerian Noble Infantry. Blade Master's running in some heavy archers here to try and intercept their charge, but that's not going to do enough. So the noble infantry there is going to get pretty beat up, but it is beating the crap out of the Thorax Sword head on. But this one coming in from behind, and it's already got 122 kills. Also, it must have taken out some weak spear units or something. This is going to end up being a relatively close fight. You can see that balance of power shifting a little bit back to help Blade Master out so that he's not going to get routed out due to army losses. This Thurios, or Kushite shield women, cavalry counter tactics, but it gets intercepted by a steppe spearman. But that could be a very important unit. No doubt Blade Master will want to target it with the horse archers and get it off the field, because it's a very real counter threat to some of his remaining cavalry. These noble horse archers can cause a lot of damage in late game because they're heavy missile cavalry, and that impact damage plus their decent melee stats can be pretty deadly, on top of the fact that they can unload a huge amount of ammunition into you. Definitely going to be a close fight. A few Nubian bows alive, but they're getting attacked by that noble horse archer. So it's a good play by Blade Master, but this infantry here, he's losing his noble infantry, and these units inspire others, so he doesn't want to lose it, but his general is very safe at the moment. Camel archers coming in here to try and finish off a pick peltist and just charge the general. Not really sure exactly why. If they're not completely out of ammo, then that really wasn't a good move, because they're definitely going to die here in combat with the pick peltist and the hoplites. Ooh, this is going to be nasty. These Nubian bows are going to get demolished by the heavy missile cavalry. This is exactly the kind of thing that they excel at in late game. So yeah, that Nubian bowman got flattened. And then getting away from the Egyptian pikes, this noble infantry here is definitely demonstrating why they're called noble infantry. because they have held out in this fight, and the enemy players having to cycle charge them to try and get rid of them. Definitely a tanky unit. And here comes Blademaster's General. It's another Cimmerian Noble. And actually, it looks like he might pull away from that. So, again, still a very close fight, but you've got skirmishers left. And I would say that this is probably going to favor Cimmeria, depending on how that general ability plays in here. And throwing these Kushite shield women into the noble infantry, I don't know if I like that call or not. Because the more units that Egypt loses, the more it helps the balance of power for Blademaster. And throwing them into this unit where they're definitely going to die in droves probably wasn't the smartest move. That's just my thinking, though. We'll see whether or not I'm right. These picked peltists are going to get killed. But this Cimmerian Noble Infantry is going to be able to start tanking out a lot of damage. And this, again, this is where these Horse Archers are going to become an extreme nuisance for the Egyptian player. Let's take a look at some of these fights up close. Easily beating the picked peltist here. The Pikes are starting to poke at Blademaster's General. Very cool looking units, by the way, the Egyptian Pikes with that cotton armor. Almost seems like an oxymoron, cotton armor. Yeah, these Steppe Horse Archers here, along with this Noble Horse Archer. Look at that, 288 kills, 253 kills. These guys are going to be the nail in the coffin, I think, for Egypt. Very close fight, and well done in the late game, honestly, to the Egyptian player for sticking with that and really killing a lot of Blademaster's units, though I don't see this battle turning around, and for a couple of reasons. Thorax Sword morale will start to give way, same thing with Egyptian Pikes, whereas Blademaster's General is still very alive, and all it's going to take is a little bit of rear charge like this from these heavy missile cavalry, and it's going to finish off the Egyptian troops. But really was an interesting battle. Appreciated that one. Appreciate Blademaster sending it in. Got some nice... I didn't know the Cimmerians invaded Egypt, but apparently they did, and they did a good job of it. Though there weren't many of them left to enjoy the spoils of war, because most of them died on the battlefield. Cimmerian Noble Infantry, again, looking awesome and being awesome. Sweet unit indeed. They're good in vanilla and in Blade's balance mod, to be honest. Well, there you go. Good game to both players. Another tight battle. Hope you all enjoyed these Rome 2 online battles. The Blade balance mod is very interesting. I like the way that it makes things play out. What did you all think about the General's ability on Cimmeria here? Give some feedback to Blademaster. Look for his comments and tell him what you think, and I'm sure he would appreciate that. I appreciate him sending it in. I hope you all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage, signing out for now.